Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't no communist, but I got the communist flag on me today, the Vietnamese flag from my recent travels, and I'm doing this to celebrate the community that we've built here in Wolves of Crypto, the commune, if you will. And with that community comes helping each other within the community, which is why I'm bringing you this video today. I've identified the level that needs to break on Bitcoin in order for Bitcoin to be confirmed in the next move, okay? Right now it's not. Right now it's still lurking. A lot of people are thinking maybe Bitcoin has broken out. Maybe Bitcoin's ready to move again. It's not quite there, guys. And we've identified a clear structure on the Bitcoin chart. You can see it right there, a ascending wedge formation that obviously needs to break before we can continue upwards because that is a bearish structure. We also have very clear breakout levels on Ethereum, very clear breakout levels on the total 3 cryptocurrency market cap chart, and an ascending wedge, also a channel actually, on the S&P 500. So lots of charts here, all of which have not really met their breakout requirements, and hence we are not in the next move. We're still waiting around, and the threat of a correction here is still very, very real. So we need to look into this today. Before we get into it, guys, check out the exchanges. We've got the Bitcoin exchange, and we have the Blowfin exchange. Now, both of these exchanges are global non-KYC. You can sign up to these exchanges from anywhere in the world without linking your identity to the exchange if you do not want to. It takes 30 seconds to sign up. And with my referral link down below, you can get a 15% trading fee discount on Bitcoin. These exchanges have never been hacked before. They're very safe, historically speaking, and they have protection funds available in case they are hacked, so you can get reimbursed on your funds. Get on an exchange that cares about you. Get on an exchange that is going to keep your money safe, at least historically speaking. Obviously, we can't guarantee anything, but that's obviously a good sign. So these exchanges, the links are down below. Check them out. Trading fee discounts with my links. Sign up with them to help me out and help yourself out by getting on a good one. Let's get into the content. Right, so we know Bitcoin is cyclically, it moves cyclically, okay? It's been doing that since 2012, since the very first halving. That's called the 4-year cycle. And since it moves cyclically, you have very similar cyclical patterns play out from cycle to cycle. That's what we're doing right now. We're pretty much copying 2021. So we look at 2021, we see the all-time high right here acting as resistance for a long period of time. We break it to the upside after 1,100 days exactly, okay? That break to the upside leads to the first parabolic move of the bull market. And you can see with the Bitcoin dominance chart overlaid here, on that first parabolic move is when the Bitcoin dominance chart started dropping and when altcoin season began. We're seeing the exact same thing play out this time, okay? Resistance for 1,100 days, more or less, from the prior all-time high. We break to the upside, enter the first parabolic move. It's on that parabolic move that Bitcoin dominance starts dropping. We are, at the moment, pretty much copying 2021. Now, what's important about that, and the reason why that's important to look at is, obviously, these parabolic moves, although they are good and they represent a bull market and they mean there are more things to come, they don't last forever. You do see corrections, even in a bull market. We saw a 32% correction on Bitcoin after that first parabolic move in 2021. And right now, we've been running up for a similar amount of time as we did in 2021, and hence a correction could be around the corner here. And if it happens, that won't be the end of the bull market. It won't be the end of the world. It'd be perfectly healthy. We'd still go up higher in the months to come. But the fact of the matter is, it would be a significant correction in Bitcoin. So this brings our attention to the more short-term charts, right? If there is this potential correction lurking, how do we know when it is confirmed? How do we know when Bitcoin is actually broken down into that correction? And I've identified very clear levels in order to do this. One of them was this pink line right here, which is quite a conservative line. You can see it back here from February, cutting through the price action in May, cutting through the price action in June, also in July, and acting as a basis of support on this entire structure we've been seeing for the last month on Bitcoin since November 12th. But we can actually get more specific than that. We can look into the short-term charts and we can identify very clearly here on the 4-hourly chart a very strong basis of support on the 4-hourly chart RSI, which matches a strong basis of support from this yellow line right here, stemming backwards from November 6th. If we break below that yellow line, right, we enter the correction, okay? Simple as that. Now, we've also been able to identify in the last 24 hours a top level of resistance, okay, to match this yellow support line, meaning we now have a structure. We have an ascending wedge formation, which is honestly quite annoying because an ascending wedge formation, of course, is a bearish structure. And so now we find ourselves in a situation in which Bitcoin has a bearish market pattern. And if it breaks that bearish market pattern to the downside, we enter a correction similar to 2021, which could be quite a significant one. Obviously not one that would ruin the bull market. It would be perfectly normal cyclically, but it could be a significant correction spanning, 20%, something like that. Now, hypothetically, if that correction took place, it would only be once we broke down below 86,000 that it would get even remotely serious. Anything above 86,000 would be perfectly normal and actually within the macro range we've already been in for a while. And if it dropped below something like 74K, that's when we start to get genuinely concerned from a cyclical structure, because that would be a break below the prior resistance, which I've marked there in yellow. So we have plenty of breathing room, but it's important to remember those levels. 86,000 is important from a short-term perspective, as it differentiates a correction from a short-term correction to a more macro correction. And 74K would be our bear market breakdown point. So remember those numbers, 86K and 74K, they are very important in terms of identifying what is a correction and what is a bear market. But overall, we see Bitcoin in an ascending wedge formation. And hence, we know that in order for Bitcoin to, break this structure to the upside, which we've been forming since November, and enter its next leg, we need to break the bloody wedge. Okay, it's really as simple as that. If Bitcoin breaks the wedge, awesome. We're in the clear. We're in another bullish move. The correction comes later. If it breaks down from the wedge, that's not so good. And obviously, being an ascending wedge formation, it unfortunately is just objectively more likely that we do break down. So we are not in the clear for Bitcoin. There still is danger here for Bitcoin. We're not in the next leg yet. Simple as that. And that reality is reflected from the S&P 500. One of the reasons Bitcoin has gone upwards in the past 24 hours is probably due to the fact that the S&P 500 gapped to the upside like 100 points today. So that's obviously dragged Bitcoin upwards. But if we look at the overall S&P structure, we still see, unfortunately, an ascending channel. So it's not like it's a bullish structure yet. So even the S&P is showing the same thing. We look at Ethereum, and we see Ethereum still at resistance from back here in March. It has not broken that resistance yet. In fact, it rejected from it yesterday. So that's a bit concerning still. The total 3 is exactly the same. We've got a weekly chart resistance level, which we closed on top of, stemming backwards from the 2021 bull market. So all of these charts haven't broken out yet. Bitcoin hasn't broken out, and Bitcoin's in big danger here. Ethereum hasn't broken out, and the total 3 hasn't broken out. It's a little bit less concerning because we do know that, if we're looking at what happened last time, let me just show you something quickly. If we overlay the Ethereum chart onto the Bitcoin chart, during that 2021 correction, which we are supposedly copying right now, we actually didn't see Ethereum go downwards. We saw Ethereum continue to the upside. So a Bitcoin correction wouldn't necessarily be detrimental for altcoins. But we still can't ignore the fact that altcoins have not broken out yet. It does give us information that the market's just not in another move yet. We still are in the same macro range, and we still are in danger. And again, S&P 500 says the same thing. We've got this ascending channel formation. We haven't broken out yet. We're still not in the clear. A lot of people are getting very concerned about Bitcoin dominance continuing to move to the upside here. Obviously, the theory that we're working with is that we have started altcoin season, which makes sense cyclically speaking. Now, Bitcoin dominance, however, has been going upwards from around 54% to close to 58% over the last few days. I don't think this is particularly concerning yet because we are still below, if we look at the weekly chart, we're still below the RSI breakdown level, which confirmed the start of the altcoin season, and we are still below the price chart breakdown level, which confirmed the start of the altcoin season. So until those levels break to the upside, nothing's really changed at all. If they do break to the upside, we can start discussing it. But even then, I would be a little bit skeptical to say that we're not in an altcoin season, just given where we are from a cyclical perspective. We have to remember the 4-year cycle is everything, and slight short-term discrepancies don't really mean too much on a macro 4-year cycle trend. So overall, guys, Bitcoin has moved upwards, but it's certainly not in the clear by any means. In fact, on this move upwards, we have identified a level of resistance, which makes this entire structure an ascending wedge. So if anything, this move upwards has given us more clarity to the fact that Bitcoin is not in the clear yet. And that's reflected on the S&P 500, reflected on Ethereum, reflected on the total cryptocurrency market cap, reflected on a variety of things. So not quite out of the woods yet on Bitcoin. Hopefully we can get that move upwards. If we don't, it's not really a big deal. It's kind of expected cyclically. So whatever happens here, it's not really a massive deal from a longer term perspective, but obviously for the sake of our short term sanity, it would be great to move upwards. Luckily, we've identified a level in which we know that will be the case. So again, guys, go ahead and check out the exchanges here. The Bitunix exchange and the Blowfin exchange, both are global non-KYC. I handpicked them myself. They did not reach out to me for partnership, guys. I sent them emails, okay? That's because I like the exchanges and I wanted to advertise them on this channel. They compensated with a referral link that gives me affiliate bonuses. If you sign up with that referral link, you get to help me out with this channel, and also you get trading fee discounts, which are the incentive of you signing up. So 15% discount for signing up with my referral link. Check it out if you're interested. The information's down below. It's a no-brainer, really. And finally, check out the VIP group on Telegram if you want altcoin trading signals. Guess what? I give them to you on Telegram. 225 USD for membership until May. It's 6 months of membership for 225. We'll have a Christmas sale coming up soon, most likely as well. And we have group chat access. We have a PDF of all the historical trading results. Check it out, guys, if you're interested. Appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, guys.